For Comedy Hype News, I'm Jay Will. Look, it is well known that Eddie Murphy has a signature impression of Bill Cosby. His Cosby impression would end up gracing the set of Saturday Night Live in the 80s while he was a cast member on the show. Recently, in 2015, during his acceptance speech of the Mark Twain Prize, Murphy would end up dusting off his impression of Cosby to chime in on the legendary comedian's latest. The impression from Murphy would end up being one of the first known times in nearly 30 years that he will publicly perform some sort of stand-up comedy. Now, as expected, the audience and viewers would cheer on Murphy's performance. That same performance in recent days has even trended back on YouTube. Murphy's jokes on Cosby would come off more playful than a roasting style many comedians probably would have capitalized on. In fact, that wasn't the first time Eddie decided to not fully attack Cosby despite the opportunity. Now, months before his Mark Twain Prize performance, Eddie made a return to Saturday Night Live after years of not appearing on the show. According to fellow comedian Norm Macdonald, Murphy was pitched a skit in which he was set to play Cosby during an appearance of SNL's Celebrity Jeopardy sketch for the night's 40th anniversary special. The sketch was intended to address the then highly discussed Cosby allegations. But as viewers would see, Murphy's appearance on SNL wouldn't feature him doing any jokes. It would be later discovered that Murphy decided to opt out of doing the jokes, in particular the jokes on Cosby, because he didn't want to kick a man when he's down. In an interview with the Washington Post, Murphy would end up elaborating his reason of not roasting Bill Cosby on SNL. I totally understood. It was the biggest thing in the news at the time. I can see why they thought it would be funny, and the sketch that Norm wrote was hysterical. But it's horrible. There's nothing funny about it. If you get up there and you crack jokes about him, you're just hurting people. You're hurting him. You're hurting his accusers. I was like, hey, I'm coming back to SNL for the anniversary. I'm not turning my moment on the show into this other thing. Now, Murphy's decision to not go in on Cosby would find Bill himself. As noted by Vanity Fair, Cosby would go on to say, I'm very appreciative of Eddie and I applaud his actions. Even Norm Macdonald, who wrote the sketch, would even admit that he respected Eddie's decision. Murphy clearly has a level of respect for a comedian that came before him. Let's talk more about his decision in the comments below. And for more news and comedy, check out comedyhype.com and join our network. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Jay Will.